Hi, welcome to Econ 201, Principles of Microeconomics here at the University of Rhode Island. I'm Professor Liam Malloy. I'll be your professor this summer. Over the next 5 weeks, we have a lot to accomplish, and I just wanted to give you a rundown of the class, the textbook, the problem sets, the exams, the discussion forums, sort of what's expected, and let you know how to ask any questions that you might have of me. So we're going to use a new textbook that I've been using for about a year now. I think it's a good textbook. It is free, which is nice. The website is www.core-econ.org. We're going to do 2 chapters per week, and you'll see there are some math sections called Einstein sections. We'll do some of those. We won't do the Leibniz supplements, which are the calculus. There's no calculus required for this class. And the math we do will be pretty straightforward. It won't be anything too complicated. There are problem sets due every week covering those 2 chapters. They are due on Friday by the end of the day. You should take your time and do them carefully. You should make sure you leave yourself enough time to do them. You'll have up to 3 attempts, so that you should do well. And they are a large part of your grade, so you want to make sure that you spend some time and really understand the material. So grades for this course, problem sets, as I said, are 35%, so that's over a third. So make sure you take your time and do them. You should be able to do well with 3 attempts, and so you should at least get above a 90 on each one if you spend your time and do them carefully. The midterm exam is 20%. That will be in the middle of the class. The final exam is 25%, and class participation is 20%. I'll talk about that in just a minute. I'll give you a few practice problems for the exams, but that said, the problem sets are probably the best practice because they will be similar type questions on the exam. It will just be timed for the exam as opposed to the problem sets. So class participation is all done through the forums, right? We're not sitting in a physical class here. We are spread out throughout Rhode Island and the country and the world. I will post 2 weekly questions based on that week's chapters, and you either have to respond directly to those questions or to the responses of one of your classmates. So in both questions, right? And those need to be done by Friday as well. So every week, you have to do the reading, you have to do the problem set, and you have to do the discussion forum. There will be a separate discussion every week for any questions that you have of me based on the reading. So anything you might not understand, anything that you want clarification on, ask a question there and I'll respond either with a typed response or a video depending on what type of question it is. So everything that you need to do is based on these lessons on Sakai, which are divided up by week. So week 1, we do chapters 1 and 2. There are links to the chapters that you need to read. There are links to videos to watch. There are links to the discussion forums. And there will be a link at the end to the problem set and or exam, if we have one that week. And so, if you can really just do everything through that week, right? It's going to take a little bit of time to do all the reading, to watch all the videos, so make sure you set a time, a couple hours each day, I would say, to get through all of that. But everything can be done through the lessons, the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. The discussion forums, as I said, you can link through them through the lesson, or if you want, you can go straight to the link, the discussion forum link over here on the left-hand side. And so make sure that you answer those questions every week, after you do the reading and watch the video. They are much more about sort of your experiences, your opinions, as opposed to right or wrong answers, which are more covered in the problem sets. So those problem sets are going to cover 2 chapters. There'll be 15 to 20 questions, different types of questions, multiple choice, some where you have one right answer, some where there are multiple right answers, and it will be clear if you can choose more than one right answer, then there is more than one right answer. Matching questions, some numerical problems. As I said, the math is not too hard in this class. We mostly use graphs, but there will be a few where you need to calculate a right answer and put it in. Fill in the blank. And they are due by the end of the day Friday. So Friday at 11:55 p.m. So you want to make sure that you leave yourself enough time to do them. You get 3 attempts, and you'll get some feedback on each attempt about what you did right and what you did wrong. And so you want to, obviously give the same answers on the ones you did right and try to figure out the right answers for the ones you did wrong. So don't start them at 11 p.m. on Friday, because you won't get through all 3 of your attempts, and you won't do as well as you would like. And remember, it's a big part of your grade. The biggest difference between the problem sets and the exams is that they are timed, and that you only get one chance. So make sure you set enough time aside to do the exams. You'll have an hour and a half for the midterm exam and 3 hours for the final exam. They'll be open for a 24-hour period, so you can choose the block of time that fits into your schedule best. Just make sure that once you start, the clock starts, and so you need to be finished in the next hour and a half for the midterm or 3 hours for the final. They're open book and open note. I do recommend studying, because you don't want to have to look for the answer for every single question, because you will run out of time, and you are expected to do them on your own. So if you have any questions for me, put them in the discussion forums. You can shoot me an email. If it's a general type question, I might put them on Sakai so that everybody can see the answer. And let's get started.